Hey guys, it's me, Dingy, and I wanted to talk about my experience with playing Final Fantasy XIV. Um, I'm not the most experienced player. Um, there have been people that have been playing this game for freaking. There are times that I saw that was in the 600 days mark. I only have 260 hours in the game, nowhere near 600 days, but I think I have some thoughts. I might make this like a running series. Who knows? But I've been playing this game for like a year or so. So I accumulated the 260 hours over the course of the year. Every time I think about why I like this game so much, it always comes back to the character progression. And I suppose it's kind of a nebulous term. Character progression can mean a lot of different things when it comes to multiple different video games. In relation to Final Fantasy XIV, what I'm talking about is your interpersonal relationship between you yourself and the player. I feel like that relationship is very strong and is something that I don't really see a lot in other single player games. And maybe this is just like a thing with MMOs. Maybe this is just normal. Maybe this is nothing new for fucking your everyday MMO player, right? That plays 5 billion MMOs at the same time, which I don't know how how you could do that, but I'm as much of a fucking greaseball I'm not that level of greaseball. Although maybe one day I'll fucking get level 100 on all of my jobs. We'll see. But so yeah, the level progression, the character progression in the game. I think giving your character the ability to change between all sorts of different jobs has made this game you'd think that it would make it very it would standardize everything. You'd think it'd make it so that okay, well, clearly the end game is to get everything at level 100 and be OP as fuck, and everybody's gonna get there eventually, and that seems to be the end goal, right? But actually getting there, getting to that end level is you're not gonna reach that within a fucking month. That takes. I mean, players have been playing this game for 600 days and still haven't reached fucking level 100 and everything, right? Actually, I don't know, man. I actually don't know the level progression in the game, but like, it takes a really long time to learn the ins and outs of a particular job. Minus crafting and gathering. I feel like all crafting jobs are the same. Um, so are all gathering jobs, but in terms of I haven't really I haven't played any other job besides monk. I'm a monk, but the disciple of war jobs and the disciple of I forgot if disciple of war and disciple of magic are in the same category or not, but so basically the Final Fantasy XIV battle system relies heavily on the trifecta of DPS, healer, and tank. Or is it DPS, mage, and tank? I forgot. But it's red, green, and blue. Um, it relies heavily on that trifecta, and each one of the jobs fits within that trifecta. So monk is a DPS job, but there are other jobs within the DPS category that are mage jobs. I know there are some. I'm pretty one that comes to mind is a dancer. I don't really know much about the fucking dancer job. Am I even remembering if it's dancer or something else? But I'd need to double check that. But yeah, I haven't really delved that deep into other disciple of war jobs besides my main monk. I mean, I haven't even completed the MSQ yet. I've completed the MSQ for Realm Reborn, and I've completed I completed the main MSQ for I was about to say Dawn Trail. No, not Dawn Trail. I've completed the main MSQ for fucking Heaven's Word, and I'm currently working on the end game for that, the post game MSQ for that. So that has been taking a lot of my priority, and so I haven't really taken the time to experiment around with other jobs because I've been really liking DPS. I think it really jives with me, and plus I sunk in so much time and energy into understanding Monk that it's like I might as well just stick with it, right? If I don't need to learn any other one, I might as well stick with DPS. But I do want to eventually learn all the jobs. Maybe I don't know if I'll ever get to the point where I'll 100% fucking complete all jobs, but I'll get all my jobs to 100 level 100. But like I suppose that is the goal of everybody, right? I don't know. That's the thing. Like I feel like I'm in a weird state while I'm playing Final Fantasy 14, where I see everybody on YouTube talk about it, and they're all like over an endgame, like talking about fucking, like I've been seeing them talking in the fucking moon, and like there's like a fucking crafting system or something, and it's like, what the fuck are they doing on the moon? And then like everybody's like talking about, it's like, oh fucking what was the latest expansion? Was it Dawn Trail or fuck? It might have been Dawn Trail. Yeah, Endwalker was the one before that, and then Dawn Trail came out after that. It was the one with like the fucking the lion character that was voiced by a trans person, and it was like one of the first trans people to voice like a character in Final Fantasy 14. I think it was the first trans person to voice that character. But everybody like apparently hated that. And of course, I'm not gonna know what's going on over there until like I get there, but it's gonna be a while for me to get there. And I feel like a lot of newcomers to Final Fantasy XIV are like looking for that end game experience. And I think that I was originally there too, but I think Final Fantasy XIV has taught me to sort of soak in the experience that I'm currently having, because I feel like rushing through the MSQ and like skipping through all the fucking dialogue, like, and just like rushing to endgame and like getting all like the cool fucking armor and the cool glamour and like everything, you know what I mean? Like becoming as OP as possible, like that shit you can't rush to get there. Like that shit takes time. Like it takes an incremental fucking, you have to fucking build your way up there over the course of honestly years. At least in my case, that's what it is. And it's like that sounds terrible, but it's also like I think that's why I love it. That's the character progression that I'm talking about. The way that like you can't really replicate it in any other like RPG, because it's like you can beat an RPG within like a week. You can't you can't fucking like get to end game all the way to like the fucking Dawn Trail of Final Fantasy XIV within a week. You can't do that. I mean, you probably can if you're like a fucking insane speedrunner, but it's like I don't even think that's possible, to be honest. Like, but it forces you to stay in the moment, and it forces you to be where you're at and just like enjoy what you have. And it's like it's really hard to do that in A Realm Reborn, funnily enough, because A Realm Reborn's story is kind of ass. Although I wouldn't know, because I skipped a lot of the dialogue in A Realm Reborn, but I got the gist of what was going on. And also, I think Realm Reborn's story picked up a lot of pace during post-game. Like, near the end, like the final cutscene, where, like, Nanamo appears to be, like, Nanamo gets poisoned, and then she fucking dies, and then, like, Nanamo's, like, fucking, like, second-hand man, like, the big, giant buff guy that, like, Nanamo just sits up on his shoulders, like, he fucking, like, gets so super fucking pissed at this guy that, like, orchestrated this entire thing, and then fucking, like, he's like, I'm going to fucking cut you in half, and then he cuts him in half, and then he's like, but like, and then he like loses an arm, and it's like, oh shit, now like everyone is fucking like complicit. Everyone gets framed for Nanamo's death, and then they all have to like fucking run, escape out of Ul'dah, and like fucking because they're refuges now. So now they're refuges. They have to go all the way to Ishgard because that's like, I guess that's just like the place to go when you're a refugee. But well, like I said, I haven't been keeping too much tabs with the story, but it's like it does get interesting. Now I'm at Heaven's Ward, and I mean Heaven's Ward was like okay, I don't know. I guess I wasn't that engaged in Heaven's Ward, but I'm at post game of Heaven's Ward. I do the quest, and this is like this is an optional side quest, but I don't know how optional blue icon quests are. In this side quest, we learn about this character Maid, and I think this is where the story for me picks up a lot of pace in terms of Heaven's Ward, like because with this side quest, it focused a lot on like interpersonal like struggles with fucking like loss. You know what I mean? Because the story of Maid, she like I think she like gets like caught up in like this like sort of cult type thing. That's how it came across to me. And like they're all like doing the thing, but like and all to like get like this primal to be like, oh, we need to like construct like the perfect future. While she's doing that, she's like just enjoying like the time she's spending with her friends. While they like reach that goal. Once they activate the primal, like all of her friends die. Her love interest like gets stuck in the primal, and then like 3 years pass, and then like that's when it gets caught up with us, and that's where we start the side quest. Because the primal has appeared like 3 years later, I think, and it's like okay, well, Sid and fucking Biggs and Wedge are like, we should probably deal with this. And then like we're like, yeah, let's go deal with this. And then like, oh man, like the plot there is like so good because it's like we see our perspective where it's like, okay, time to deal with another primal. But then we see Maid's perspective, and it's like, I think Maid is a very, I like, up to that point in Final Fantasy XIV, there hasn't been a character that like I really cared about, I suppose. I mean, like, not that I didn't care about any characters, but like, I feel like Maid is a character that I cared about significantly more, or I cared about her story beats more. Of course, I love Yshtala, and I love, I can't think of any other Final Fantasy XIV characters that I absolutely love. But Yshtala is fucking amazing, and I love her new redesign, and I love the fact that she's blind now, and it's fucking crazy. Ooh, peak. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was talking about Maid. I just love the way, like, there's a specific line in the game that I thought of, where she's like, man, like, every time I think about those times that I had with my friends and my love interest, like, it doesn't feel like it was even real. Like, I look back at those memories and I question if those memories are even real. And it's like, wow, that is like a really fucking good way of depicting what it's like to feel grief. Because I swear to God, I have, for moments in time that I have grieved in my life, that is exactly what it feels like. It literally feels like looking back at a dream that it's like, has that happened? Like, you know? And that's something that I really connected with Maid. And like the ending where fucking she jumps into like the giant time fucking warp thingy that's like all white, and then like you have like her like little friend. I forgot exactly what her name. Fucking like the fucking like little creatures with the big nose. Like she's like, fucking no, why would you jump in there? It reminded me of like the scene where Sora stabs himself and turns into a Heartless, and Donald's like running to him, all like, no, Sora, no! And then like Sora fucking dies, but then he actually doesn't die. He actually turns into a Heartless. But that's entirely different game. Really good game series, by the way. Probably peak. Anyways, I'm talking about Final Fantasy 14 here. So like after Maid jumps into the thing, I'm pretty sure the reason why she jumped in the first place is to see like her love interest for the last time. But like it was, I forgot whether or not it was like a self-sacrificial thing or just like purely her just wanting to see her love interest again after 3 years of not seeing him. I just think that like had probably that might have had like really bad repercussions for her, because him and her would have been in there for like all eternity, if not for like later events. And like everybody that like saw her jump in was like, man, you know, that's sad, but that's what she needed to do. And like I feel like the only one that was upset about it was like that little fucking creature thing. But I was totally with her. Because it's like, why would you fucking sacrifice your entire future just for like fucking one like more interaction with this person, and now it's like for all eternity? But that's besides the point. You later find out that, oh my god, I fucking forgot about the fucking black cat. So the black cat is basically acts as the primal's avatar, and it's been basically like hanging around your like team this whole time. The little creature is like really sad about Maid disappearing, and she still has the crystal, and it's like, I'll give it to the cat. I forgot exactly why, or what event set it to where like the crystal eventually landed in the cat's hand. But basically what happens is the cat goes into the primal, gives the crystal to Maid and her love interest, and they're able to travel back in time to like olden days and live out their life there. And you end up finding all this out with like an old ass notebook, which is really cool. I think the time travel in that quest line was pretty neat and pretty fascinating with how they told the story. If the rest of the MSQ in Heaven's Ward is like this, I'm looking forward to it. I think I will like pay more attention to the dialogue, because up to this point I haven't really been paying attention to too much of the dialogue because I fucking have dyslexia. I'm sorry guys, I have dyslexia, okay? I can't help it. But like also a lot of the dialogue in this game is like filler, especially in A Realm Reborn, that it's just sort of trained me to like be like just skim the dialogue and not read it. But I think Maid's quest line has sort of made me reconsider that, and I'm like, yeah, maybe I should pay attention more to the dialogue. What have I been doing now in the game? I beat like the main story for Heaven's Ward. I've been clearing through all the blue check marks, or the blue check marks. This is not fucking Twitter. Oh god, I'm sorry. I can't believe I dead named Twitter. It's actually X. Anyways, the blue fucking quest icons, the one with the plus sign. But if you twist it, it turns into an X. Like X. Like, dude. Do you think Elon Musk plays Final Fantasy 14? So I'm doing the blue quest icons, and those have been a bit overwhelming. I'm currently like stuck on this one where it's like I have to do a bunch of fates and like all the overworlds. But every time I do a fate in fucking the, what's it called? Yeah, so I've been doing fates in the Corthus area. And every time I fucking do a fate, I'm trying to get the fucking luminous crystals, but I fucking can't, because every time I do like the fate boss fight, it never gives me the crystal. I'm like, fuck, is this even what I'm supposed to do? I don't know, man. So I've taken a break from that, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna level up my crafting and my gatherers, my crafters and my gatherers, because I want to level up my main crafter that I have that's like level 55. The leather smith or whatever the fuck. But I got on a fucking like block. I got a like fucking like block on that because I fucking need to do that. And it's like, I don't want to spend so much money in the market board. Yeah, I'm just like avoiding that. And in order to avoid the market board, I have to like level up all my crafters like at the same time, which honestly I should have been doing like before I fucking started leveling up my leathersmith. But I needed to level up that leathersmith for the one side quest where you have to do where you have to craft the monk weapon. The leathersmith is like the only one that can craft that ability. That weapon. But now I'm fucking got sucked into this rabbit hole of crafting. Yeah, that's kind of what my Final Fantasy experience has been like right now. I'm looking forward to seeing what the rest of the game has in store for me. I hope to see you guys perhaps in next time when I have more playtime in Final Fantasy XIV and have more thoughts about maybe new story beats, new freaking side content, new jobs. Perhaps I'll try a new job and see if I like it, or if I don't like it, then I'll talk about why I don't like it. You know, normal stuff that people do while playing Final Fantasy XIV. Anyways, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye! Do you guys think I'll be the next Markiplier?
Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier.